report.
Yep, it is 9:02, if you wanna call the meeting to order.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order and have a roll call.
Member Hamilton.
Here.
Member Heath.
Here.
Member Gaglio is absent. Member Geisinger. Here. And Chairman Koenig.
Here,
We do seek a motion to excuse the absence of Member Gaglio. Any second on the
Second.
All of those in favor of excusing Member Gaglio?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. We're on to, usually this is in front of you, but I guess I'll do this today.
this is,
We,
what I decided was an extra, because I have that all right here.
we can move on to old business.
Approval of the minutes.
What is it? Okay, yes, so approval of the minutes of September 11th of 2025.
I wasn't here, so it's anybody.
Right,
Second.
all of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Motion carried.
Public comment, seeking none. Old business. Is that case number PMA 25-01? Clarissa Grasco, 340 West Chicago Street, Coldwater, Michigan. This is a follow-up to her appeal. Well, I don't know, I studied the half arena material I have here last night. This has been going on for quite a while. And I can just tell you my opinion that it seems like she's had advice from educated, experienced people and for some reason has not gone ahead to do anything. Is that, am I right that nothing has been done? That's what I.
Correct, it's been no movement.
You inspected it Tuesday?
Yes, I didn't go inside, I was just outside. And then, in the open door, the open window on the back is still open. She's made no effort.
The guy stopped there yesterday and everything was secured.
The upstairs, door's gone, the
Yeah.
window on the back is still gone.
The one in the back has got a deadbolt in it, and then the gate has got a chain on it.
She secured the doors, we acknowledged that 2 or 3 weeks ago. From that point, she has not done anything. The upstairs,
Right, it's still open.
so she had made no effort at that point to correct that.
Or did you speak with her when you were there on Tuesday, or was she there?
She went on.
She wasn't.
I drove in one side, and she drove out the other. As we see, we sent new pictures, and she hasn't made an effort to close them off, and the interior is getting really bad, floor joist floor, pretty much rotted away, ceilings falling down. And if they don't do something fairly soon, that whole upstairs, most of it has to be redone now, but it's, you know, now you got the winter weather coming on, where you're gonna freeze and thaw, no heat in that building, moisture and stuff's in there, it's just gonna deteriorate more over the winter.
Have you guys thought about condemning the building?
Yes, my opinion, we should have condemned it a while back, but we're going through the process. She wanted to appeal, we're doing the appeal. I've already posted at one point uninhabitable. In my opinion, if something doesn't get done right away, front part of the building is probably still structural, okay, but the back part at this point is gonna have to be totally rebuilt on that end. Because the water and moisture built up in the rotting. Been that way for over a year, closer to 2 years been open. And so after that, My opinion is we should condemn the building. And either have it, hire somebody to seal it, fix it, or tear it down. I don't know how we probably have to go to court to do that. That's process.
I would like to make a motion to agree with Kenny.
I second.
Well, cut to the chase, like I say, the outside of the building has been pretty much secured as far as any, kids or, homeless people getting into the building. And that's kind of what we asked of her the last meeting, and she did do that. And, I know we're the property maintenance board of appeals, and maybe at this point, it needs to be turned over to the building department. It's their problem now. But the building's secured as far as anybody getting in there.
First,
And,
first floor secured all but one window.
oh, okay,
That window is not locked, it's only about that far, there's nothing to hold it from opening, somebody getting in there. And that was written in the report the last time I was there.
okay.
So there's one window down there that needs to be locked somehow, so somebody can't get in. It's on that back porch right there. Somebody in the middle of the night wants to get in there, who's gonna see it? There's probably open the window and go in.
Or a board put over it or something.
Something.
Or from the inside, you put a board up and you can't open it, so.
Yeah, and I mean, you put a board, prop board at the top, but it's got locks on it. It's not set down all the way, and locks are on. Yeah, right there.
Mhm.
So,
And I think just for clarification, if I remember correctly, the last motion, it was not only secure against people getting in, but elements and animals, which would kind of encompass those upstairs, open entry points to keep weather and animals and such from also entering the building, even if it's not readily accessible to people, there's definitely still some openings that
People
could be accessible.
Creative.
Open for creative people or squirrels or who knows what not.
I can imagine
A
that
lot of damage.
the berm sitting there, you know. It's gotta be,
there's including the door and everything else in there already in the upstairs from the last time we were there. And first meeting through our engineer.
When you inspected, did you go on the second floor? And you walked?
Not all of it, because that one area I didn't figure it would hold my weight, so I didn't go there. But the front path, you can walk on that back end where that door is open and on that second story. Them floor joists are rotted, the ceiling's falling down, floor's gone, it's just a big hole in there. And it's just gonna get worse, it's not gonna get any better if somebody doesn't see it.
if she intended to make, you know, movement to improve that property, something would have been started by now. This is ridiculous, she just,
I mean, it's been going on a long time with nothing being done on her part.
Correct. They started to make it into a restaurant, never completed it. And never got all the appliances in, or the furnace was never put in for a long time. They bought one but never installed it. They never finished the project. And that window upstairs with that plywood on has been that way for, I bet, over 2 years, probably longer. And the door came up missing, I don't know exactly when that came up missing on that backside. It's been getting water, rain, snow, animals in there for, I'm gonna say better than 2 years.
I think she's trying to do all this herself, because all she needs to do is put a piece of plywood over there, screw it in, and secure that back door is wide open.
But you gotta keep the water out, and rain and snow from getting in there, to keep it from rotting more.
Right.
You know, and the thing is, how long do we let it sit there vacant? With an unsafe building, I'm gonna say, that backside's unsafe. She'd have to get up there and cover that window and the door. She's already got. I hate to guess how much it costs to fix that building up. I think the last engineer said $650,000.
Well, at the first meeting, I asked her why she even wants the building, and I think it's sentimental reasons. But she may not gonna live long enough to see the completion of this project, so.
Well,
That's gonna take a lot of work.
well, it is, that's what the last engineer, when I talked with him, when I took the original pictures, he said, if something's gonna be done to save the building, it's gotta be done now, not 6, 8 months later, it's gotta be done now.
And let me ask you, she was talking about structural engineer and then, having construction company come in and do the work for her. No, don't you normally hire a contractor first and they have a structural engineer do an analysis of it and then they come up with a plan to fix it?
You can do that, I mean, you can start with a contractor or a structural engineer. Because if you start with a contractor, he's just gonna have to call a structural engineer.
Mhm.
But if she does her own structural engineer, depending on what his specialty or what he does, he can say, okay, we gotta do this, this, and this, then she'll need to hire a contractor to do all that. Or you can go contractor and have a contractor, you can do it either way.
Okay.
And so, but she started with an engineer, and I think the first guy was trying to get it structurally sound plus go to what she wants to make it into. You know, what she wanted to end up with, whether it be a rental upstairs, a restaurant or office downstairs. I think his intention, what I get then was to get the structural part done and start making it into what she wanted it to use, the use of.
Mhm.
So by turning that back to you, what do you do now? You said you've already posted it.
I posted uninhabitable, yes. I would go to this place, post it as condemned. And then whatever.
So right now it's uninhabitable and the next step is condemned.
What do you have to do to reach that step? Just, you can make that decision, or do you have to go before someone else to make that decision?
Well, I would probably state the facts. I think it's unsafe building structure, then I would give it to Amanda
Oh,
to run with it.
okay,
What's the difference between the uninhabitable and condemned?
Condemned, saying the structure is unusable, unrepairable,
Mhm.
and uninhabitable, you just can't be in it.
Okay.
I mean,
You look at CFO.
generally, it's on pace, for demolition.
Can a condemned building just be left there, or does something have to be done in a certain time period, or?
It all depends on the nature of where is the building, what's the level of unsafeness, so. Obviously, if there's people inhabiting, that's a much more urgent, must take action. If it's leaning towards another structure or something like that, if it's at imminent risk of collapse and it might damage other property, that escalates things. This doesn't meet any of those. It's largely just sitting by itself in a vacant status. It still needs to be corrected, but we'd probably go to a circuit court action and ask for it to be demolished. The general standard is make safe or demolish, and so the court then gives her a period of time, again, even after going through Penny, going through you guys, she'll get yet another, I think it's usually about 90 days to start making progress of making the building safe, and if she fails to do so, then the court can order it demolished.
Okay, now, being she hasn't passed the property maintenance guidelines, can you issue a citation?
Yes.
And is there a deadline on the citation where she's issued a citation every 30 days, 60 days, 90 days until she does something?
We would issue the first citation, and then when it goes, we wouldn't issue another citation until it goes to court. And at that point, depending on what the judge decides, find her at fault or not at fault, then they would give her a fine, and a lot of times the magistrate will give her time to make the repairs. And then if she doesn't make the repairs in that amount of time, I write the second ticket. And by ordinance, I can write her a ticket every day after that until she corrects it. Or it would probably get turned over back to Amanda again to go for demolition because she's not making repairs.
When they first get a ticket, they only get 10 days.
Okay.
Would that be easier? We hold it for 10 days before we send it to the court.
Yeah, so she
And the
gets
city
about
demolish
3
it
weeks.
and put it on taxes or something like that.
It's a bit of a cumbersome process, but in all likelihood, we would initially bear the cost if we have to put it through demolition, which is not cheap. That's a bit of a burden. It would then, it would go on her. We would bill it to her to pay for that. If she did not pay it, then in all likelihood, it goes on her taxes. If she again fails to pay it, we get made whole by the county. And then the county it would sit as unpaid, and then if she failed to pay it for 3 years, it would start going through foreclosure.
It's a long process.
But it heavily works in favor of understanding that people need time and space to get things corrected. But yeah, it's a very slow moving barge, but if you don't take any corrective action,
That works well
keeps
for her.
going.
What would be the easiest process? Start issuing citations that way, or just go through the being condemned process?
At this point, I think, given the amount of time and space that the city has really tried to work with her, I don't see citations as being an effective tool in this particular case. Sometimes people need a citation as a wake-up call
Well,
that,
because money talks.
Get action.
She's gonna have to pay a fine.
yeah,
Actually
and
do
it's
something.
true, but I also, this is just kind of me speaking. I'd rather her put that money towards the building and making things better than paying a fine. If she has the money, but I think that's a part of the underlying issue is that we don't necessarily believe that she might have the financial means.
Because she made a comment last time that, some contractor, found a woman with some money and started, giving her some big prices on stuff, I don't know. So
Sure.
she didn't use him, she ended up going a different route.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kenny can probably attest to what, the cost of repairing that building is probably as much as that building is worth.
It'll cost
I think it's more, it's probably more.
So how much is a fine, the first fine that we receive, is it
$100.
$100.
$100? And then a second one?
Second offense is 100. 300.
I thought it was 2 or 250. But regardless, it goes up just little increments each time, but then the judge still has authority to change that by the time they get it.
They can get as high as $500 plus cost. We could add my inspection fees,
Oh,
office fees. We can add that to the fine or to the ticket.
On top of the court administration fees.
Sure, yeah, the court assesses that it's a.
But the amount that the tickets are, a lot of times the magistrate will, okay, you don't have to pay the fine if you get this and done before 30 days or whatever time limit she gives her. But then she doesn't do it, then she pays the whole fine, then we write them another ticket. And it can be, the
Just a-
tickets can go on for
Repetitive process.
repetitive for forever. We don't write the ticket every day, because that's just too much. It's just not, we just don't do it.
Being an a-hole.
Yeah,
Beating a dead horse.
so, and we're not the magistrate for the work anyway. Because
Mhm.
it's just, and when we go to the magistrate, we're asking for compliance, we're not asking just to get money from you. And if they don't make an effort, by the time we write the ticket, we gave every option that we can do to get the repairs done. So at that point, a lot of times I've done just to give it, so if we get a court date, have it done by, and a lot of times they still don't comply.
But if it's condemned, what's the time period where she has to do something?
Like I said, I think it's approximately 90 days from when it goes before the court makes
She has to either
in order,
make repairs or?
make safe. However, the court deems that they'll dictate, you have to do X, Y, and Z by this effective date, and if you fail to do so, then the court can order that it be demolished. Now, if they start making substantial progress, could the court push the time? Probably. And if the city is satisfied that she's making progress, we could be supportive of that. But there's just an underlying issue of her capacity to take on this large of a project and her financial means to do so. And
Is
perhaps a
she,
little bit of her ability to find people willing to work with her may be difficult.
I mean, the hard-
is she expected to get out of the hospital? I mean, did she make an indication to you?
She just, let one of our administrators know downstairs that she wasn't going to be here, but she's in the hospital.
Well, she is in the hospital.
Yeah.
She's in or at the hospital.
In the hospital.
She's in the hospital.
Let me ask about the trash around the building. Now, has that been cleaned up? All the valuable tools taken out of it? It's,
It hasn't been cleaned up though. What it was,
From what it was, she's made some, but there's still a lot there. It needs to be cleaned up. I mean, lawn was sitting there, there's brush there, there's metal laying there. I didn't take a look at everything. I was just looking at the building to see if it's secure or not. And there's still a lot that needs cleaned up.
I'd like to move, just put it in the building department's hands, let them deal with it. And the city attorney, let them deal with it however they want.
So, her appeal was of Kenny's prior and Steve's prior determinations of the building, that it needed, certain items needed corrected, that were identified in that original letter that you guys had in your packet. You guys had, pushed off some of those items last time because you wanted to see if she could make some progress. At this point, it would be a decision to affirm the decision of Steve and Kenny from before, or you could amend it, or you could, reject their determination about the building's habitability and safety.
well, we just wanted her to secure the building before. She did
Sure.
pretty much except for the one window. But like you said, I think we've done our job. It's their problem now.
Sure. I guess from her perspective, she was disputing that she needed to take certain steps, and so that was the basis of her appeal, that she disagreed with the building department and the code enforcement's department about whether violations existed, and so you
10
guys,
days or
yeah.
45 days, whatever.
you guys would be the decision makers at this point as to whether you affirm that those violations in fact did and do exist, or perhaps some have been corrected at this point, but others remain. Or if you want to amend or reject the determination from the code enforcement and building department.
It sounds like the building department's been working with her for a long time. She hasn't followed through. So, no, I agree, I would.
To agree.
So I would say, can I rephrase it as a motion to affirm the decisions of code enforcement and the building department? With further guidance of taking appropriate action?
As
Sounds
you
like,
stated.
okay, okay. I don't wanna put words in your mouth.
I agree.
Okay, we have a
Me
second.
too.
All right.
Oh,
Take a
all of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Motion carried. All right.
How do you feel about us just turning everything over to you? Is that something that you're okay with? Yeah?
I got no problem doing it, that's,
It's another day in the neighborhood.
that's what my job is, part of the process. And I would say that they tell you guys that got these for done, not wait. Granted, the building could be saved, but I think the original guy said 650,000, and Page market, that's gonna be lowered, and that was his main thing, just to try to get it safe again.
Yeah.
And how much of that was gonna go toward what, we never got a clear picture of what she wanted to do with the building once she got it.
Well, she wanted to put on a
She said,
Italian restaurant, didn't she?
well,
That was
this-
what, 2014, 15, she was doing that?
13, something like that. And so I just don't think she has the means of the finances to even get it brought back up to safe so you could use the upstairs and if she wants apartments, then you gotta suppress it now, and which is gonna be, you know,
Very expensive.
yes.
I think she's sentimentally attached to the building. Carol,
She could be, I mean, yeah, I don't know, they went along pretty good, then all of a sudden, her and her husband got divorced, and she was kind of on her own, and he was still helping her, but then he died, and so she's got really nobody to help her. And like I said, I don't think she has the, I shouldn't say this, but the mental capacity and finance.
You think, did she ever meet with the structural engineer?
We met with him there.
Oh, okay.
As far as the second one, I don't know if she did or not.
Actually received a call from an architect prior to the, Rob, vintage Rob. And then I think there was one after that, so I think she met with 3 or more people.
Wow.
Once they told her the cost at a low end, she didn't agree with it, so she went a different route.
So my curiosity wants to know what was the issue about Father's Day weekend?
When we sent out the notice by what our PMC code states in our ordinance, it specifies 48 hours, so that's what we put in the letter. We were willing to give her more time to conduct those things, but by what it states, that's what we put on the letter. So she just didn't.
It happened
But
to
she
fall
got-
on Father's Day
Yeah.
She
weekend.
kept saying, you know, she got it on Friday of Father's Day weekend, and I'm thinking, well, she's not a father. You know, I don't know, but it's not a legal holiday, what the big deal is.
I think that's just what it was,
Just
by what the
her
letter
deal.
states, and
Yeah.
she couldn't feasibly get that done, which we knew that. So we were willing to work with her as far as more time, and she just communicated appropriately.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
Well, from here on out, you guys are done with this pending appeal. We don't have any others in the pipeline, thankfully. I don't know when the board
Maybe,
will reconvene, but I think our intentions, rather than, as last time it languished for, God, I don't know, a decade. Yeah, a
11
substantial
years.
period of time.
2011
We'll probably, I don't know, once every 6 months or something, just, or at least a year, have you guys touch base if there's no pending appeals, just so you can stay up to date on things, and if you have questions, at least remember each other's faces.
So next year, November 15th, at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, there you go. Keep the calendar,
It works for me.
Thank you.
we appreciate all that you guys do in devoting, your own personal time towards.
Oh, Probably
Just out of curiosity, what avenue are you guys gonna?
no new
go for the,
business, we decided.
academic?
We have no new business, so we can
We have
adjourn.
a process.
Is that the part you want to get to?
Yes.
There's a process. in the building code.
Yeah, meeting adjourned, 9:31.
It looks to me like a money pit, and I don't think she's gonna be able to. So,
She's not.
I think her heart's in the right place, and she wants to do
The video,
what she wants to, but she,
stop the video.
like we said, she has no help. So there's only so much she's really capable of.
Well,